I know I haven't made a video in 11 days, but I've made 3 videos. So if we average that out, I've done a video pretty much every 4 days. And that's why you should never trust statistics. So I had this video all planned. I was going to talk about awkward times that I've had on buses. And then Maddie, who I'm going to link to in my pants, went and did a video about buses. Because apparently it is the season to do videos about buses. So I've won up to you, Maddie, and I'm going to do my video about awkward times on all sorts of public transport. So take your petty little bus talk and leave. Also stop offending the Canadians. Before I start with the stories, a lot of you are asking what happened at the end of the first awkward story. The one where I became involved in a Filipino crime gang. And it's really anticlimactic. I just phoned my mother again and she picked up, and then I got driven home by my mother, who seemed remarkably unconcerned about what had just happened to her son. Thanks, Mum. I love you. In fresh a year of university, I was in a hall of residence, really far away from campus. Every day, I'd have to get a bus, which is fine. You know, on buses, you got the 4 seats, you got 2 seats facing each other like you do on trains. There were 2 Asian people with their shopping by their feet, and there was 2 empty seats opposite them, and they were the only 2 empty seats. So I went and sat on one of those seats, but I sat sideways, so my feet were sort of in the aisle of the bus. And I was just about to swivel myself round when the bus driver started driving, and I just fell off into these Asian people shopping. This was in front of like a full bus. And these Asian people were this far away from me, and I just fallen on their shopping. And no one even bothered to offer me a hand up. Everyone just kind of looked at me like, oh. I had to then spend the entire bus journey sitting in front of the Asian people whose shopping I had just crushed with my bum. I got on a train the other week, and I got on, and I had my bike, and I put my bike where you're supposed to put your bike, and then I went and sat down. And I sat not next to a woman, we were like next to each other with an aisle in between us. I sat down, and then she just stood up and left. She didn't even go to the toilet, because I could see the toilet. She just got up and she left. And I felt really sad. On the subject of speech bumbling, I got on a train a few weeks back. You know when you get on a train and you're really rushed and you have like everything and you kind of have to like hobble yourself onto the train? I did that. I sat down. So I was in the midst of sorting this out. I had a train ticket in my mouth. I was putting stuff in my pockets, and I was also putting bags away. And as I was doing this, someone came up and was like, is this seat taken? I just kind of looked at them with a train ticket in my mouth, and I just went, no. And then we spent the entire journey next to each other. And that was just lovely. Talking about underground train. A while back, I went to London with a friend, and we went around all the art galleries. Not the touristy things, like the things that you do when you think you know London, but you don't know London. And we ended up using the underground quite a lot. I presume you know what the underground is. Something you might not know about the underground is that every now and again it just stops for no real reason. Just so you know, the reason it stops are probably something to do with water. Knowledge. So we stopped, and that was fine, and then some of the lights go out, I presume to conserve power. At this point, I was a bit younger. I was on the underground, which had just stopped for no reason. The lights had gone out. Everyone was like, oh, I'm from London, this is normal, I'm gonna just carry on. I wonder if I scream, everyone would scream along with me, but it spread. There was an announcement from the driver who said, we'd stopped, we're gonna start again, then we're gonna stop really suddenly, then we're gonna start and carry on, and that's gonna be that. And we can forget this ever happened, because that's what the British do. And then we need to hold on tight, because we're gonna stop really suddenly. This is when you really distinguish the Londoners from the not Londoners. All the people that weren't from London just grabbed onto things, and all the cocky Londoners were like, I am from London, I don't need to hold on to anything. So I was holding on to something in preparation for what was about to happen. Unsurprisingly, the train started, then stopped really suddenly, and this woman just fell on her face. Fell on her face in front of an entire train. No one even helped her, no one really even acknowledged that this woman had just fallen on her face. Then I got the dragon, and I killed Voldemort.
That is significantly better.
Why can't you be cool? It's a well-known fact.
Yeah,
I'm a scientist, and all Canadians are mooses.
Wheelchair.
I love being naked, it's just the best thing.